It was 20th January 2017. X was still Twitter. Donald Trump had won the presidential election. He was about to take the oath of office. And he started his inauguration with this, a tweet. It was an indication of what would follow, a barrage of tweets. Among the top highlights of the Trump presidency, his tweets. More than 20,000 in 4 years. That's how much he tweeted. He used Twitter to announce strikes, to level accusations, lash out at enemies, disrupt American policies, all with the tap of a finger. But this relationship between Trump and Twitter came to a brutal end in 2020. When Trump lost the White House, there were Capitol riots, Twitter banned him, and Trump was left without his favorite app. Now, 4 years later, this love story has come full circle. Twitter is now X. It is owned by Elon Musk. And he got Trump back on the platform with an interview. There you have it, Elon Musk with Donald Trump, two mercurial men supporting each other and trying to boost Trump's ratings. So Elon Musk sat down to interview Donald Trump on X. It was touted as the comeback of the year, but it started with this. The interview was scheduled for 8 p.m. local time, but it did not start on time. It was delayed by a full 45 minutes because of what looked like a technical glitch. Musk called it an attack, though. A DDoS attack, basically bad actors driving traffic to a site to disrupt servers. Trump, on the other hand, called it regular traffic. He thanked his millions of followers. So after a 45-minute delay, the two men were online. And then it was regular programming, the same old fare, conspiracy theories, weird one-liners, and banal chatter, your usual Tuesday stuff.
Like we're having a great conversation right now. Kamala wouldn't have this conversation. She can't because she's not smart. You know, she's not a smart person, by the way. She can't have this conversation.
This is a really big point. You can actually have a conversation with you.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Of course, the focus was on Kamala Harris. Trump called her leftist. He accused her of trying to defund the police. He pronounced her name wrong and even compared her to his wife.
She hasn't done an interview since this whole scam started. And say what you want. This was a coup. This was a coup of a president of the United States. He didn't want to leave, and they said, we can do it the nice way or we can do it the hard way.
I think we're in massive trouble, frankly, with the Kamala administration, and that's my honest opinion. And I think really it's essential that you win for the good of the country for this election. And I mean, I'm just stating my opinion.
She's terrible, but she's getting a free ride. I saw a picture of her on Time Magazine today. She looks like the most beautiful actress ever to live. It was a drawing. And actually, she looked very much like our great First Lady, Melania.
Quite the gushing and compliments from Donald Trump. Also a little weird. Imagine comparing your top opponent to your wife. But it wasn't even his worst moment of the interview. There were too many gems there. Like, what would Trump do if he loses the next election? Will he retire? And what would that look like? Listen to what he said.
Something happens with this election, which would be a horror show. We'll meet the next time in Venezuela because it'll be a far safer place to meet than our country, okay? So we'll go, you and I will go, and we'll have a meeting and dinner in Venezuela.
So he will move to Venezuela and Elon Musk will meet him there. Not sure how that's a good plan. Because just a few days ago, Musk had challenged the Venezuelan president to a fight. He said he'll carry him on a donkey to Guantanamo Bay. Now he plans to have dinner in Venezuela. It's hard to keep up or make sense of it. But optimism is the key here. And we learned that from Trump, especially when he was asked about climate change.
You know, the biggest threat is not global warming, where the ocean's going to rise 1/8 of an inch over the next 400 years. And you'll have more oceanfront property, right? The biggest threat is not that. The biggest threat is nuclear warming.
So according to Trump, climate change equals rising sea levels equals more beachfront properties. which makes you wonder, why did no one ever think about that? Trust Donald Trump to be the visionary here. Although what really stood out in this interview was the bromance. The two men could not stop praising each other.
This cutter. I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay, you're all gone.
Praising someone for layoffs, it could not get more Trumpian. The interview got around 73 million views, but X claims the total impressions were close to 1 billion. Either way, Donald Trump got what he wanted, visibility. He wanted to dominate the news cycle. For weeks, the Democrats have captured the airwaves, so Trump had to get back on top. To that extent, this interview has delivered. But it has also exposed a problem. It was hard to understand what Trump was saying. He had a lisp throughout the conversation. His speech was slurry, his words were difficult to decipher, and many people wondered what was wrong with him. The Trump campaign was asked about this, and they had quite the blunt response. They said, it must be your ears. Well, it's unlikely that all of us have a lisping filter installed. But then again, that's Trump for you, always on the offensive, now flanked by his enabler-in-chief, Elon Musk. Will it boost his ratings, though? We'll have to wait and see.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect?